Quintet called us because the team had dropped out.
Team New Wave had pulled out and they wanted a B team to go in.
Me, Joseph Chen, Nicky Rod, Nicky Ryan, and J Rod.
So we were super excited about the opportunity, not only to like put together a super team, but just to go to Japan.
Wednesday morning, I walk into 12 p.m. practice. Mr. Jones walks up to me and is like, hey, let's go compete in Tokyo on Quintet. My first initial reaction was absolutely not.
Nicky Rod, J Rod didn't even know what the Quintet promotion was.
It was like an old production. Wasn't too familiar with them.
It's been a few years since they put on a show, but the last one got tons of views and Craig was a part of it. And so we were really excited to like put a super team together and go back.
After some convincing, I realized the value that competing as a team on Quintet would bring to the B team. I literally had to tell myself, for hundreds of years, people have been crossing the ocean, going across the world to go to war, go to battle, and that's exactly what we're doing.
We thought we were gonna have to hard sell Joseph, but we just brought him in the room and I was like, Quintet Japan, week before trials. He's like, I'm in.
Typically in jiu-jitsu, it's an individual sport. A team aspect made it much more enjoyable. You know, the camaraderie of reminded me of, you know, in wrestling, we would compete against other teams.
My first time competing on a team event, actually. I've done Quintet before, but it was just a super fight. This time, you know, we went out with all the B team boys, and it was really cool that it was in Tokyo, Japan. I've wanted to visit that place for a long time, and, you know, this gave me a good excuse. So overall, really great trip.
It's day one here in Tokyo. We've settled in. We're here for Quintet.
This is the upgraded version.
Oh, the new.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Is this Owens? We got it.
How did you feel when the contract said, and there may be drug testing?
Yeah, they took that out of mine.
Did they? No steroids bum bag.
Oh, that's nice. Should I do the drug test with this? Do you have the fake urine for the drug test?
No, please.
I'm still rocks from the Xanax from the flight. We've added some stimulants to the equation, so day one of any traveling adventure, I'm always in a bit of a weird state, and then arriving in Tokyo, Tokyo's a weird place to begin with. We arrived actually a couple of hours before Nicky Rod, Nicky Ryan, and J Rod.
Tokyo, let's go. Made it.
So the second they get to the hotel, we're actually waiting there for them. We basically greet them at the hotel. It was at least 14, 15 hours of transit. I can't imagine that's comfortable for a man of Nicky Rod's size.
What's up, boss?
My brain is fried. I've been up for so long.
Oh man, I'm so out on that flight. Pretty fried, yes, I'm very tired.
Let's find some ramen.
This is probably Jay's favorite part about Tokyo right here. For those of you who don't know, J-Rod has his very own toy car collection, so he popped a half chub as soon as he walked in and saw this. So it was a long flight to Tokyo. May have had a drink or two on the flight over. So I was pretty cooked once I got there, and unfortunately had to go straight to the hotel and see Craig's face.
Hey, how was it, big man? Yeah, he got it done.
That's the way.
This is funny, eh? Fuck must have his brother's shirt.
This is what you wish you were, right?
Yeah, well, a medium.
Yeah.
We're doing the steroid test tomorrow.
He's heavy, you're heavy.
J Rod and Nicky Rod just completely out of water, just the biggest people in the smallest place, just totally taken back by every little difference, like we're not in America anymore. It was really funny to like sync up and group and see everyone's, first initial reaction to the city.
Wow. About the size of a prison cell. Nice hotel. Not built for Americans though. So we land in Tokyo. I have a bit of a problem getting through customs because I had some beef jerky in my bag. They confiscated my jerky, which it wasn't for resale, it was just for me to eat, have something good to snack on. The Japanese people don't appreciate the good old American beef. They unhanded me of my jerky, and that was a bit saddening, but I guess all the good food I had over there made up for it. This is a bidet?
Yeah.
Oh, this is fancy. Save that for later. You might find I may be here for a long time.
And this is really where the adventure begins. We hear some commotion coming out of Nicky Ryan's room.
I thought deposit.
Have you ever had a shit and had a...
No.
Can you film your reaction? I mean, I could try.
Nicky, explain what just happened to
I'm
yourself.
trying to figure out how to flush this toilet. It's all in fucking Japanese.
Nicky Ryan's room is right next to me, and I hear like this groan, like I don't know, a mixture of surprise and sadness.
Man, I wish I was there to see this.
Japan is a place with bidets. Nicky Ryan, very unfamiliar with such technology. He's come from the cultural hub of America, New Jersey. They're not really familiar with wiping their ass at all, let alone throwing some water into the equation.
Tried to flush the toilet, couldn't figure it out.
And he accidentally hit the bidet button, and it just completely covered him in bidet water.
I'm like, all right, I guess I'm gonna try all the buttons. I fucking press it. This little fucking thing shoots out and starts squirting water up at me. So now I gotta get changed.
And he's coming up with these crazy excuses like, dude, there's 1 million buttons. There's 3 buttons.
Instead of looking and actually reading what the button said, he just started clicking buttons.
Yeah, all the buttons were in, Japanese, and my first instinct was, well, if I press all the buttons, one of them is gonna be flush. So I pressed all the buttons on the toilet, and...
Just takes a full blast of Japanese toilet water to his chest.
You want me to show you?
What button? Craig came into my room later to show me that the flush is on the wall and not on the toilet.
Could it be this?
I don't know, listen.
Look at this.
Listen.
What does this say?
I'm American. Normally, it's on the toilet.
What does this
not
say?
Separated.
What does that say?
Bro, I'm not gonna look that far.
That was a great start to the trip.
And I think that's just a poetic message for basically the whole trip for these guys. Encountering the challenges of Japanese culture and dealing with it in the best way they can.
Dude, also, look at these fucking cankles I got right now. Just from flying.
Shinjuku, yeah, SHIN.
Fucking ankles are pouring over my shoes.
Do they have ramen? What kind of food they have?
Ramen's probably not the best.
Probably the worst possible thing
Back in my
to
day,
eat.
we used to just fucking eat, and whenever we had to lose, just stop
Are we
eating. Are we going anywhere?
That's not the way to do it.
Nah.
Craig, fucking get it together, dude.
You were just defeated by a toilet.
We're trying to stay awake, trying to beat jet lag. So I thought we'd take Nicky Rod, J-Rod, the whole crew basically to get their first taste of what Tokyo can be like.
Nicky Rod, so when I first asked you about coming to Japan and the question you had was, is it safe? What was going through your mind?
I think I was thinking of the Taliban, not Japan.
So Shinjuku is a great, fun spot. More of a nightlife spot, but again, Tokyo during the day and at night, completely different beasts.
Yes, I'll go wherever. It looks sick.
It's like Las Vegas. There's more lights there than Vegas, so it was super bright, like what you would think of.
This is pretty fucking cool. I love how clean it is, too.
I don't get out much, so this is a nice change. Tokyo!
Lots of anime type people walking around, just a very vibrant and bright city.
Almost reminiscent of like New York, but spotless.
It was just like it looks in the movies. Lots of people, lots of bright signs.
Probably my favorite city I've visited so far.
No! Fuck, this is sick. I want to stay here.
Pretty entertaining, pretty fun, and it was good also to see the reaction of the guys to see, because it's a bit of culture shock. There's nowhere in the world like Japan, and even within Japan, there's not too many places like Shinjuku.
Dude, you got all sorts of weird shit here. You got places where you pay money and you just drink with girls. You got places where you just cuddle. That's bizarre. You know, all the weirdest shit you could imagine. All the shit you actually need in your life.
Yeah.
Like you just need a girl to hold you.
Jay would go bankrupt at a place where you could just cuddle girls.
But
talking about ramen. They don't have ramen. They don't have ramen here. I passed 100 ramen spots. It's like, I want ramen. Like, you sit down and it's like white rice, grilled chicken.
Look, you better get a fucking sub, man. You haven't submitted a guy since 1992.
You're not wrong, fuck.
What you talk about? Yep, your boy. What we got there? Oh, bro. Stay hydrated, my friends. J-Rod, overweight.
You've never been. You don't know what I've been through.
You're not a young man
That's
anymore.
probably why I'm diabetic.
Yes. He's the heaviest he's ever been.
Should get on the scale soon.
You're going on the scale today. That flight, you're gonna be heavy as fuck.
And no training.
Yeah.
Oh, I asked for training.
We're on train tomorrow morning.
Everything was very interesting in there, but I got these cheese corn puffs. They look airy and fucking delicious. Some Oreo kind of things. They're called nori, I guess. Bite-sized white nori mini. Like white chocolate Oreos, I'm assuming. It's gonna be fucking amazing. I can't wait.
For after the weigh-in, right?
Yeah, for after.
What is the first time out here or what?
Yeah, first time in Tokyo.
You excited to fucking cruise around or what?
Dude, yeah. I gotta make weight, so I can't wait to do that, so I can actually try all the food. Yeah.
Cut or what?
No, not that much. Just like 4 pounds.
4 kg. Later, guys.
What are you weighing now?
I'm like 174.
Okay. Man, have fun, guys.
Yeah, you too.
See you guys. Later.
See ya.
Joseph Chen has joined us.
Today's the day, huh?
It's been in fucking 43 days, 7 hours and 6 minutes since I've last rode with Nicky Rod.
Last time we trained was like right before Penna and you won.
It's been 44 days since he's injured me. I keep telling everyone the story that we showed up for the warm-up session at the UFC Fight Pass Invitational. I'm sick, pretty sick. Not Gordon Ryan pull out sick, but pretty sick. I roll with Nicky Rod, who's covered in grease. The most unpleasant roll ever.
I forgot. I showered that morning. I lubed up with some lotion.
People who ask me, they'll be like, does Nicky Rod grease? I'm like, only when he trains with his training partners.
For competition, no.
Only with his friends, not with his enemies. J-Rod, are you still sticking by your thing that if you roll with sakuraba, you're gonna injure a 54-year-old legend of the sport?
I don't know who this guy is.
Really?
Umbrellas are a little too feminine for me. I'd rather just get wet.
Here we are at Imanari's morning class. We're trying to get a sweat on, get ready for competition, trying to cut some weight, right? So it's a morning class. The only way we could ever get this crew of guys to a morning class is with jet lag. And that's if their body thinks it's 5 p.m. at night.
Imanari, known for the Imanari roll, just a total pioneer of the sport in Japan, a total gangster of a human, all-around legend of the sport.
I was pumped to hear that we were going to Imanari's. You know, Imanari's a legend. I competed against him years ago on Polaris, and you know, thankfully now we're different weight classes. It was very small gym, very small mat space.
Really nice gym though, super clean. Also great water pressure. I'm a fan of good water pressure when I'm showered, right?
We're here to spy on the other team. Jed, Imanari called me to come spy.
Yeah, see, you're the spies, huh?
So we had those two boys in the class and the whole B-Team Bulls crew. So it was obviously a bit of friendly banter, a bit of back and forth.
Jed, which ankle's the bad one?
I thought about trying to roll with Jed and try to mess him up a bit before the competition, but I knew he was injured, so I wanted to cut him a bit of slack there.
I'd like peek up sometimes, they'd be watching me, and I'd be watching them. I was almost tempted to ask the whole Polaris team to roll that right then, just because you're too close to me. You know what I mean? We need more space between us. It's a bit dangerous for you to be, you know, that close to Nicky Rod. So wherever you go, there's always the frenemies, right? It's always good to be friendly and nice, but know that everybody's the enemy.
our first session, so good to sweat out all that traveling. Yeah, the Rodriguez brothers have one speed and that's it. They have no idea how to flow roll at all or even just not go 100%. So they got a hard session in. Somehow they just managed to not get injured training like that.
Imanari's, he's an older gentleman. He's had a long career, still very dangerous, still very talented. And I'm thinking, I hope Nicky Rod and J-Rod don't injure this man. It's not a lack of respect towards certain individuals, it's a lack of knowledge of who an individual is.
I mean, I know the move Imanari, the Imanari roll, right? But I don't know who Imanari is. I figured he created the move.
I had the honor of training with Mr. Imanari, a legend of the sport. You know, I scrapped with him a little bit and really just float around. But after my roll, I peek over to look at J-Rod rolling with him, and I think J-Rod treated it like it was adcc finals.
And there's sometimes you train with a legend of the sport, you gotta cut him a bit of slack, you don't try to kill him. Unfortunately, that's exactly what J-Rod did. And J-Rod fought to the death against Imanari.
The roll with Imanari was sick. He was noticeably strong for a relatively smaller person. I buggy choked him. That's the highlight of the day. And I mean, some people would say it was disrespectful. Other people would say it's jiu-jitsu. We're training, right? The goal is to submit. I submitted.
I feel like in the sport, you can know too much. If you know everyone and know every detail about everyone's game, you might be too defensive. It's very hard to know everything about everyone and still have roll with them like you have no respect. Jay literally doesn't know anyone, so he can't respect their game too much because Jay literally doesn't know what anyone does or what anyone's good at. So he just fights them like they're anybody else.
Was I not supposed to bug choke him? Put me in an opportunity like that, I gotta take advantage of it.
But that was a great fun session. We got to get a good sweat going. I would say Nicky Ryan suffered the most. If anything bad is happening to a collective group of people, you can sure as hell bet Nicky Ryan's suffering the most. And the reason we know that, because he will definitely tell you about it.
Shout out to Imanari for allowing us to train. You know, he was very accommodating to the grapplers that needed accommodations.
One funny thing he does, and to give context to the team photo we do, is he'll always do this with his hands. And this means sex in Japan. Obviously they have a lot of weird stuff, you can find that in Shinjuku, but in terms of set and setting, a martial arts gym would be an inappropriate setting for such behavior, but that will not stop Imanari, and that's why I respect the man so much. I would always try to do this in other photos in Japan, and people would say, hey, Craig, please, please stop doing that.
Good. All right, thank you.
Yeah, what is that in pounds? What, 172?
You got like
173, 172? Yeah.
He's gonna research that. That's where I should be.
I'm water loading.
Bigger than me, dude.
I drank like 4 liters of water today. That's like 4 kilos.
I got regular dried mango. I can't tell if there's sugar on it, but then there's right here we got dried kiwi. Right here we got dried kiwi, and I think it's covered in green chocolate, mochi chocolate.
Again, keeping in theme with Nikki's battle with water throughout this entire trip.
So yeah, right after Imanari's, we decided we're gonna go try and find a breakfast place, but there's a typhoon happening.
Joseph Chen already had an umbrella. The man is prepared for anything. If you look at him, he's got 3 fanny packs on, a backpack. He's always ready to go. Nicky Rod and J Rod apparently don't believe in protecting themselves from the weather.
I'm good. I'm connected with the earth. The rain's touching me. When it's wet out, I feel like that's when I'm at my best. You know, at first glance, it might seem a bit weird, but you know, when the earth is touching me, the earth being rain, I feel like I'm being more empowered. I'm absorbing that energy from the earth. You know, if you see me when I roll, I'm soaked in sweat, and the water is my weapon. So let it rain and let Nicky Rod reign supreme.
The rest of us, we had to head to 7-Eleven to take care of that.
Craig, of course, being the fashion icon that he is, goes and buys a Patrick Bateman American Psycho raincoat.
Obviously prepared for whatever needs to happen later in the day.
What is this? Scared of the water?
You know, we all think it's funny, but actually in hindsight was like the perfect thing to have.
Rice?
Well, that might be mine.
I mean,
I also
That's Jay's, right? Yeah. I love Jay. He's like, I can't eat ramen. I'm cutting weight. And he comes here, orders pasta. He's eating rice, some pasta, and a side of white rice, and some steak. It's not too crazy. It's 4 pounds of cutting weight. That's a big deal.
terrible watch. I'm gonna be the one that has to suffer because he's gonna miss. You need to grow up, Jay. Become more responsible.
I'm chilling.
I can't wait till you have to make 170 and we're the same
That's not
weight.
gonna be fun.
Tokyo's known to have, you know, some of the best shopping in the world. So yeah, we start walking around. The first place we actually go to is like this MMA store. We walk in there, and the first thing I realize is that for some reason they have Craig Jones's photo and signature up next to a bunch of legends.
There's like a wall of like famous people, and somehow, some way, he finagled his way in there. It's crazy.
I was just immediately disgusted. Craig's name should never be mentioned along these legends.
We really went there because Craig wanted to fuel his ego to see this place with his autographed picture. Years previous, he'd gone in there and they were selling his ripped off DVDs.
I mean, I thought it was honestly hilarious. Piracy is a huge thing in the jiu-jitsu world. You can ask Joseph Chen.
They used to have my DVDs here.
Are your instructionals here?
That's what I'm looking for. They used to.
I experienced jealousy. So I asked the people, I was like, hey, you want a picture of me? I pretty much told them, you guys should have a picture of me signed right next to Craig Jones. And they didn't really speak English, so they just looked at me weird, but.
Oh, very strong guy. I might buy this.
Is that hard?
I'm hard. Here you go. Just saying, that's the guy. Look at your boy. Just train with that guy. It's crazy. They got one of mine over here.
Hardcore chocolate.
That just suits you so well. It has been years since I put one of these on. Last time was for sure one of the Henzo's competition classes. They used to have like a 10 a.m. comp class where it was just like an hour straight of rolling. I used to go to it like every Tuesday, Thursday, but that was probably when I was 14, 15, so we got a few years since we've put these guys on. I never even knew how to tie the belt. I remember I'd walk in and all of the Brazilians at Henzo's would just look at me with disgust because my belt was tied wrong. A little bit big. Dude, I would beat the shit out of Craig with one of these on. He doesn't stand a chance.
You have one? Yeah. You have a fake knife at home?
Yeah.
The butterfly knife.
No.
Wait, it's bendable?
Yeah. You're gonna fucking
I'll break something.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely
Hurt
take
yourself.
Thank you. I also had really cool wrestling shoes. These are beautiful, actually. I almost purchased some, but I was limited with the amount of space I had in my suitcase to bring stuff back. So maybe next time. Look how sick these are. I've never seen these before.
I feel like this is something from like the early 2000s. Like this is like a store that you see in the early 2000s.
Overall, it was a pretty cool experience, but yeah, very upset about the Craig photo.
Japan has some of the coolest fashion in the entire world. And I say that for people that are brave enough to partake in that type of fashion. They have some pretty outrageous outfits. As you can imagine, I myself love that type of stuff. So we spent the next few hours basically on a shopping expedition trying to find some cool clothing.
I'm about to buy a bigger suitcase to take home. Yeah. I get some shit.
The boys were very intrigued by the Reversal brand, so I knew about the store in Harajuku, so I took them on a path towards Harajuku so they could get some more Reversal gear for themselves. I really try to help them out because obviously if you see Nicky Ryan's a guy that needs a bit of a push in the right direction, and if he had it his way, he'd probably wear the same 3 pieces of clothing every day for the rest of his life. So I thought, hey, what better opportunity to take him to a really cool martial arts fashion store to help himself to some clothing, and Reversal certainly delivered.
Ooh, I should buy one of these long sleeves. I'm definitely gonna buy one of these. Think big? Not too big?
Try on it then?
Try it. That's nice.
I'll take it out.
This guy cuts me first. Now he doesn't let me try it on.
To be honest, it's probably my favorite brand now. I'm actually currently wearing the Reversal t-shirt right now. I just really like it because I'm more of a fan of like baggy clothes and thick shirts. And that's exactly what they had. You know, these are super thick, very good material, and they're a bit baggy, which I like the look of that, and it's more comfortable. So yeah, for sure, like my favorite brand to wear now.
Outfit 1, typical Nicky Rod, right? Switch it up.
So this says 100.
Let's see. Not bad. I wish it was a little bit longer. Not for me, but not bad. This is XL. I'm usually 2X top because like, yeah, I prefer it to be a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
You're just too big for Japan, bro.
Common theme.
I probably ended up spending the most money there. Sadly, no more free Reversal gear this trip, but the gear was worth it. Got some cool outfits, some very Japanese outfits to wear on the trip.
You can tell everybody I got good taste. Swag. Alright, this is an Amazon outfit, but I make it look good.
Amazon. What do you mean?
I bought it off Amazon.
So yeah, so that fashion district was like all the stores were like more expensive type of stuff over there. I couldn't afford anything over there, but it was a good view.
Looking good, man.
I know, they came out well.
Thank you.
Not you look like shit.
One of the coolest parts about this trip was finally getting our hands on the B-Team Bulls kit.
The kits came out great. I was pumped when I saw it. They fit perfectly too.
I don't think there is a single gym uniform, let alone single individual's outfit out there that are as cool as the B-Team Bulls kit.
And now we're the B-Team Bulls. You know, there's a hidden meaning behind it. I'm sure some of you know or will know in the future.
I mean, it was a super cool look, especially, you know, for this team event.
They're iconic. I'm never gonna touch it ever again. That kit, you know, it's gonna be hung up somewhere one of these days.
Red is a good color for aggression and offensive movements, and I feel as if that color played to our style during the Quintet event.
Clearly the best looking team out there, and I want to take total credit for those design skills.
It just happens. It just happens. You know, it happens naturally because I'll be like tucking the rash guard in, and it just, we're here.
I don't let his hands come anywhere near my face, dude. There's a reason he's got big forearms, you know?
photographer.
Yeah, ready?
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Front, side, back, and famous pose.
Very nice.
What these guys are doing for the Special Olympics of our sport is absolutely incredible, right?
Listen, don't be jealous. You don't look as good as me, all right?
That's what you can aspire to be as a natural athlete in this sport.
That's super natural.
Hey, look at this, look at this.
Can she get sit down on her? Can she sit down like this? Like this?
You guys are terrible. This is some New Jersey shit. Crosses cultural boundaries.
It honestly, if you've seen the movie Lost in Translation, it did feel a little like that. Because there were a lot of Japanese directions thrown at us. And they'd be trying to get us to do some strange stuff in front of the camera that, from our perspective, we didn't think was that cool. We thought it was funny. I'm down for anything that's like that, but we wanted to do some serious ones as well.
Nicky Rod gave the film crew the idea to do the fucking bull horns. Terrible idea. They loved it. They're like, yes, do that again. And then we were stuck with that.
But yeah, the production, the way they did this was incredible. Like the budget for their pre-production was probably greater than any other show I've been a part of. And it was fun. It was some weird Japanese stuff that we can definitely get behind.
All right, guys, so let's go through the strategy and the lineup for the event. So, first round.
Yeah, well, I think we have a gentleman's agreement.
Gentlemen's agreement. I think that's Blvd.
Yeah, Nicky Rod versus Owen, and
J-Rod insists on going second.
I wanted to go first, but people want to see this. So.
Assume we're going to win first round. Assume we're going to face Tim Kleiner second round. I think we beat Team 1 at worst with 3 people, which protects you because it means, say these guys take out 2 each or something, so you take out 1, then me and Nicky Ryan, then me and Nicky Ryan have to go first round 2. Then it would be you guys before you, so that protects you for trials.
I think that's good because second round, I'll be the anchor, worst case scenario. You know what I mean? Which is good. Tokyo.
Remember, no fucking heel hook.
Yeah. When do I ever heel hook?
You get into a state where you don't know what's happening. You just get
That's a good fucking way to describe it. What's rules meeting tomorrow?
Yeah, 10 to 12 is the weigh-ins and rules meeting, and then we come back and there's like a 4 o'clock press conference.
Let's go up to someone's room and see where all our weights are at.
Yeah.
Any combat sports event, they have weight divisions. You have to make weight. However, when it comes to Quintet, we have a collective amount of weight to make.
103.5. Yeah, I mean, honestly, right after practice tomorrow, I'll be on weight.
93.2.
79.4.
Get on there.
86.1.
Jesus, bro. Hey, Nicky.
Get naked, boy.
Yeah.
Jesus. What kind of fucking shit show are you running over there, cunt? You fucking come here, you sit down, you relax, you're not even ready.
78.3.
So we're gonna be 430, right?
I don't know. We should check, right?
10.5 kilos over.
2 kilos each.
Yeah, so I reckon eat now, eh?
Let's go.
train hard in the morning and we're good.
Yeah.
So Saturday we got to cut weight as a team. So we're gonna go to a Japanese onset, which is what they call a hot spring, but it's basically a thermal bath spa.
However, there are challenges to going to a hot spring. Most places ban anyone with tattoos. Your hot spring is a place you have to be completely naked, so it's very difficult to hide tattoos if you have them. I look online, I find a hot spring, it says it's available 24 hours. It's tattoo foreigner friendly. If you can cover your tattoos, you are able to come in. Everyone but J-Rod on our team has visible tattoos, and the second we get there, we immediately realize, hey, there's gonna be some challenges getting all of us into this hot spring.
They're actually only supposed to give you one patch. Like if the one patch doesn't cover your tattoo, then you're not supposed to be allowed in.
To the best of our ability, we cover our tattoos, we head into the hot spring.
The lady at the counter looks at me and she's like, oh, you have tattoos? A couple. You know, instinctually, I went like this and I flexed my biceps because I figured that would distract them from the tattoos, them just seeing how big the biceps are. Because typically if I have an issue, I'll go like this, right? And 9 times out of 10, that clears up all my problems.
And the manager immediately looks at the girl and is like, no.
So Nicky Rod is denied access to the sauna.
Must be a cultural discrepancy, or maybe they just discriminate against guys with cool tattoos. I know it's because they consider tattoos to be like, you know, a mafia party, the Yakuza or something, but come on, I'm obviously from America. I'm not here, you know, swinging around swords or nothing. Let a brother go in there and get a sweat on.
Are we weighing in kits or without kits?
We don't know, we can be naked up here, right?
Naked? I guess keep your panties on.
As a team, I believe we had to make 950 pounds.
We're not the best at math. We had the idea that it was 430 kilograms, I think, as a team.
1.5 pounds lighter than I was meant to be because this absolute coward of a human being refused to cut any weight at all.
Sorry, they won't let me in the saunas. I'm too big and beautiful.
I brought my own scales along and we were operating based off my scales.
We get all the guys to go check and it's just a total clusterfuck.
0.4, which is how many pounds? Half pound?
No one is really on what they think they're gonna be. We're still over.
We are about 1 kilo over, so about 2.2 pounds. All 4 of the guys that cut weight immediately look at Nicky Rod.
1 pound.
I would say you go have a hot bath.
Are you trying to boss me around? Yeah, I'll take care of it, don't worry.
Nicky Rod still has to lose the weight. Everyone else made the weight that they were supposed to make. Nicky Rod is still over. So we're like, bro, we have to weigh in like 30 minutes. We're like, what are you doing? Go cut this weight.
All right, I'll see you guys in.
Yeah, probably get like 2 pounds.
I'll kill it, you guys.
As it stands, the biggest guy on the team has cut 0 weight. Now he's got an hour to cut 0.5 kilo in the bath. I'm not confident he's aware of what a kilo is. So we'll see how that goes down. Hopefully he doesn't let us down. I don't know what happens if we miss weight, to be honest. Surely they'll let us off. Hopefully, I mean, this is what's so annoying. We don't have access to the scales to test our weights. So it's like, I don't know why organizations do it. Just, if you don't want people to miss weight, let us test on the scales, they'll weigh us. So that's some IBJJF bullshit, eh?
Yeah, their little coffees are amazing. Also, the Pocari sweats out here are so much better than like the powdered stuff that we have at the gym. Better than Gatorade, better than any other rehydration drink. I'm dying to drink this, yes.
Dude, the food, look at all this stuff. Oh my God. I'm gonna get one of these. I'm gonna eat these and then come back and get more of these. I gotta get out of here before I spend all my money.
About 50 minutes till weigh-ins. Nicky Rod is, of course, saving it till last minute to start cutting, so we're waiting on him. Everybody else has made the weight that we said we were gonna make, so as long as Nicky Rod doesn't fuck up, we'll be fine.
He goes and puts on trash bags, starts doing burpees in the hallway.
I did so many burpees that I lost about 3 pounds in 10 minutes.
Then Nicky Rod re-emerges into the test scale area.
Go, baby.
One, two. Check. One, two.
Y'all can all eat right now.
Mind you, it's a really classy spot, a really nice hotel.
And as he's walking to the scale, he passes some people.
As he's ripping off his clothes, ripping off plastic,
He spits on the ground in front of the people. I don't know why he did this.
Check.
Let's go, baby. So pretty much we made weight as a team solely because of the burpees that I did.
So the biggest guy on the team cut the least amount of weight, flexes on the scales as if he saved the day.
102.9, he lost 0.7 kilos.
10 pounds.
It's like a pound.
How much weight? Nicky Rod probably lost 3 to 5 pounds in 10 minutes, which sounds impossible, but I assure you, I'm not exaggerating at all.
You want to try these snacks?
That's how you do it, gentlemen. That's how you fucking do it. And my metabolism's still running. I'll burn another pound waiting.
Okay.
Team's gotta eat, we gotta eat.
It was a beautiful moment. It was a moment of relief, more or less, for all of us, and also looking at Nicky Rod like, hey, this guy cannot be serious.
Not a lot of anything Nicky Rod does makes any sense at all. His philosophy to life is kind of like his language. He just improvises. Here's Patrick. Here's the man. He's hiding the scales from us right now as we speak. What's going on, Patrick?
We're gonna have to borrow the K1 scale, so we're just waiting for them.
What up, man? There's no scales yet.
No?
What's up, bro?
Jack.
We're busy. Where the fuck is that?
いいの？大丈夫？ OK？
Is that 89? Good, good.
OK？
76.6, right? Good. Under. 0.4 under.
83.65. Nice.
Yeah, we should be under as a team. Should probably be around a full kilo under. As long as Nicky Rod didn't munch when he went upstairs, we were good.
You don't trust me? Sorry, I don't trust myself.
We're all cutting weight this morning. This guy's eating. He's like, oh, they're in the bathhouse. I can eat.
Bro, I tried my best. They discriminated against that too. What did I say?
Yeah, you got like a whole half a kilo.
That's what I do. Mission accomplished. They asked me to cut weight because these guys wanted to just sit in the sauna as opposed to burning some real calories. So now the team is going to succeed because of Nicky Rod's sacrifice. That's how it goes.
What's up, big man?
Good to see you, brother. Nice shirt.
Yeah, so represent, you know.
Good to see you, bud.
Good to see you, bro.
Welcome to Tokyo. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
68.
Yeah, always.
428.2
B チーム 428.2 キロです。軽量クリアです。428.2 B team has cleared the cut. All teams have made the cut. Congratulations.
続いてシングルマッチいます。男子の方から。
Yeah, I'm looking snacks. Right now we're just eating the fruit because it's like nice and refreshing, sugary. But I think later we're gonna go back to one of those markets and get a bunch of bad food. There's too much shit that I don't know what the fuck it is that I want to try. So I'm gonna spend a lot of money here.
Every event you participate in generally has a rules meeting. Jiu-jitsu doesn't have a unified set of rules. Every event has their own rules, and thus a rules meeting becomes very important.
Usually these guys don't even pay attention to the rules meetings. It's really hard to get them to focus and pay attention. I was really pushing everyone to like, hey, pay attention because we don't want to get a a penalty for something dumb.
The main issue was getting the rules through to the Rodriguez brothers.
It's fine rolling forward as long as you're not.
So you can't go backwards, but you can go forward. A lot of rules. One of the toughest parts about jiu-jitsu is that you have to adapt to the endlessly changing rule set of each individual competition.
There was some certain rules that definitely go against their game, specifically for J-Rod. You couldn't choke, you couldn't smother, and there was no heel hooks.
Smothering and rip chokes is half of my game.
Jay was just baffled at the fact that he could not smother his opponents and was very upset about it.
You know, the entire team was constantly reminding me, Jay, don't do any smother chokes. Don't do any rip chokes.
And we also needed to make sure that they both knew that heel hooks were legal because, you know, literally throughout the entire camp, we kept reminding both Jay and Nicky Rada, like, hey, do not do heel hooks, you're gonna get disqualified.
When you do things in training consistently, it becomes like a instinct, like a reaction. So we really had to dull that reaction back.
Is there any rules against slams?
Yeah, not allowed. Slam is not allowed.
So if you get a double leg and you take somebody down to the ground hard, you're disqualified. Even though you're starting.
Between the Rodriguez brothers, the questions were basically, can I smother someone? Can I slam someone? All these crazy questions, which if it were a strategy to terrify your opponents would be brilliant, but that's just the Rodriguez brothers in a nutshell. They were asking questions about the most violent, insulting techniques possible.
You would like it. You ever watch it?
We had some time to kill between the weigh-in and the press conference. So there was one mission I had in mind. It might have been the primary reason I wanted to drag all the guys to Tokyo. And that was in search of the mythical used panty vending machines. These are basically an urban legend. They're like donkey shows in Mexico.
Which we didn't think were real, but sure enough, they were.
You know, I really didn't believe it until I saw it.
So we arrive at a store.
Not just any store, a 6-floor store.
Each floor was different. Male toys, female toys, BDSM.
They had anything from lube to life-size dolls.
Heinous things in there.
Wait, okay, stop, don't move. Get me that big.
Wait, no.
Dude, what else can he fit in there?
So they're hiding this in the basement. They have a used panty vending machine.
He has the option of getting 1 day old, 2 day old.
Of course, I go straight for the period stain used panties.
Disgusting. It's just absolutely disgusting.
The second the bull slid out of the vending machine and I took one breath, I realized I'd probably made a terrible mistake in pursuit of a joke kit.
And then this man actually tries to ask me to store his period panties in my fanny pack, in my Supreme fanny pack. And I'm like, that thing is not touching this fucking fanny pack.
I wondered if these were real, and I tell you what, they smell real.
I open it. Shockingly, they still smell awful despite being within a Ziploc plastic bag. Now I'm getting concerned because if the smell was bad in this confined container, how bad is it gonna be when I open it?
Am I gonna take these out? They gotta be hygienic, right?
So I open, I start to pull them out. We're seeing some very unusual stains on these. Obviously the sort of stains you'd expect, but quite thick, crusty stains here. And the smell was overwhelming. You won't be able to capture this in the video, but the smell was absolutely terrible.
I didn't even buy these. I found them in Nicky Ryan's room, mate.
I think I can smell a little bit. Oh, that's disgusting.
Oh man, he smelled the underwear. What a fucking weirdo.
And I'm thinking, hey, what am I gonna do now?
When Craig wanted to get rid of them, no one would fall for this, hey, hold this for a second, because there's no trash cans in Tokyo.
And then I think to myself, what if I just throw it at Nicky Ryan or J-Rod? I couldn't even bring myself to do that. That would be a friendship ender right there. So I'm stuck hanging onto this and I can smell it. I've got this probably 6-foot radius of odor around me.
It was very disgusting.
He had to hold on to these soiled period panties for way too long, and it's not too often you get to see Craig uncomfortable, but this was the first time in a long time I've seen him genuinely uncomfortable and dying to get rid of these panties.
But that smell stuck with me a while. It lingered, it burnt my nostrils, but not enough that just during a weight cut, I couldn't continue to eat.
That's a real thing. Like, people got their kinks, but that's definitely a weird one.
Bloody undies for Mr. Craig. He loves it.
Yeah.
It smells spicy. I'm sure he can taste it a little bit. What an interesting guy.
It's a Ferrari. That one's way better.
Oh my god, it's got titties on it too?
God damn. Yeah, the titties is very nice. Oh, we got a little bit of panty action. Man, those cars are so, like, aside from the paint and like all the flashy stuff, that is a fucking animal of a car. It's crazy.
What's this get your wrap, huh?
Fuck the wrap. That's a Subaru. I got the same car. His is real. Wow, that's really nice.
So after weigh-ins and the rules meeting, we're obviously all starving.
On our way to Japan, J-Rod was adamant about getting fluffy pancakes.
Oh, the pancakes. They're like so thick and fluffy. I can't believe it. I think Nicky Ryan's thinking about getting one of these. I'm gonna get these.
And throughout the entire camp, he was showing me videos of fluffy pancakes. He was super excited to go to this place.
I convinced the crew that we needed these fluffy pancakes when we were all starving.
We should get a French toast to share and then our own custom double cinnamon. What is happening now? Obviously, the American style pancakes, these guys were like 6 to 8 inches of fluff and then a good sear around the top and bottom of the pancake.
That is a sick human being right there. That's what that is.
I got 2 orders of fluffy pancakes because I couldn't resist.
I had blueberry pancakes. I tried some of Jay's too. I think he had like caramel banana pancakes.
Look at the inside of
Look at that. It looks great, but it tastes even better.
It was well worth it for sure. It's probably the best pancakes I've ever had in my life.
I mean, it was like no pancake I've ever had before. Texture was obviously very different. It was like spongy rather than being like cakey, I guess. I'm so happy.
The best pancakes I've ever had in my life, and I wish that there were fluffy pancakes in the US.
But man, I still think about those pancakes to this day.
It was absolutely excellent. If you guys don't go to Japan, definitely get yourself some fluffy pancakes.
Fuck, I love Japan.
Yeah, so we're waiting for this press conference. They just did the K1 kickboxing one. So once this is finished, I believe they'll head out there and do the Quintet.
Right before us, we had the K1 Grand Prix. They go up, and they're all dressed really nice in their suits and whatnot. They have like lady cheerleaders and stuff. And then we go up, and we're in our competition gear for some reason. We weren't allowed to dress nice.
I don't know what's gonna happen. They're probably just gonna ask us some random shit because they don't know who any of us are. They're only here for K1, not for the boring grappling shit.
We go to the press conference and all the teams are lined up for the first time. So it's actually the first time that we really knew the order that the guys were going to be competing.
Pretty cool, they lined up, the first round teams. They announced the orders of the teams there as well. But yeah, thankfully they had like the team captains doing all the talking, so Craig had to do all the talking on the mic. I kind of just got to stand up there and sit there, not have to do much.
So now that you know the order of the other teams, for your first match, Who is the fighter that you most feel you have to watch out for on the other team?
Honestly, all these guys are pretty tough. It might be easiest to pick the least intimidating one, which might be Jed Hugh over here.
We're sitting next to the enemy, so all I can think about is, wow, I'm gonna get to kill these guys tomorrow, and I can't wait. My mind is on one thing and one thing only, and that is dominating the people right next to me.
During the entire press conference, I was just hoping no one asked me a question because I was still thinking about those fluffy pancakes.
But overall, it's good to see all the teams out there. Pretty cool to find out the orders. Was very excited about that to see who I could possibly be matched up against.
よろしいでしょうか。ありがとうございます。さらにその後ですね、シングルマッチ出場の皆さんでも加わっていただきます。
We got one for you. They didn't give me much opportunity to say some crazy things, but we got a couple out. It's weird when you just don't know what's happening, eh? Yeah, I mean, it's a press conference with very little English translation.
Dude, every day is 72. There's never a coming for you.
That's all right. Tomorrow, let's get it. After I'm done with him, I'm coming for you. You're next on this page, you're next.
Yeah, it was nice. I'm glad I didn't get to speak. I didn't have to speak or anything. So I could shut my brain off and get ready for this training session. I don't have much brain energy right now.
All right, right now, Family Mart, get some nutrition, and then we're gonna walk about 5 minutes to the gym, get a sweat in, which is perfect timing because it's it's getting dark out, and this is pretty much the time that we're gonna be competing tomorrow night. So it's good to train at about the same time that you'll compete, and we're acclimated, so it's gonna be good. Tokyo.
So after the press conference, we decided we were going to get one last session in, and Quintet had recommended this place, Master Japan.
I've never taken an elevator to go to a gym. That was a first.
Nicky Rod would have these panic attacks that the elevator was gonna shut down. He's a big dude and everything's very, very small in Tokyo.
Meant for like 2 people, we squeeze like 5 in there.
Fuck off this thing.
Luckily, with the names we have in the sport, quite often anywhere in the world, we can find a gym that's going to welcome us with open arms.
Before we could even get through the doors, you could hear all the whispers from all the people in there like,
whoa, Nicky Ryan. Whoa, Craig Jones. Whoa, Nicky Rod.
So there was a bunch of fans there that loved to have us come in, and that's something that really never gets old.
It was awesome that even all the way across the world in Japan, these people know who we are.
It kind of is surreal to see how the impact you've had across the entire world. So it always is cool to interact with the fans like that.
But don't know what the Rashguard means.
Very small gym. All the gyms that I saw in Tokyo were, very small mat space.
You're not gonna find a mega gym in downtown Tokyo.
It was very different from any gym I've ever been to.
It was very nice for them to give up the boxing ring during one of their classes.
Today we're just going to do a few rolls, get a good sweat in, go over some proper technique that we'll be using in our competition, and just keep everything sharp so when it's go time, we're on and rocking. Jones is rolling first, even though he probably won't roll at all in the event, so yeah.
The highlight for me was Joseph Chen talking shit to Nicky Rod.
How do you know how to play? I didn't even know you knew what an action was.
It's before the competition, so we're like, hey, let's be light, let's be loose. But Nicky Rod starts going with Joseph, and Joseph has this habit of narrating rolls and talking shit, which is great. But he starts doing it to Nicky Rod, and it's too close to game day. So Nicky Rod just goes ham.
None of that shit worked.
The moment Joseph said a word, the intensity just increased significantly.
Oh shit, now we don't have Nicky Rod playing guard anymore.
I don't blame Nicky Rod for going this hard on Joseph, considering he was talking shit.
But I was trying to call it short. I was like, hey, don't get this man mad. Don't get him angry. You have Quintet tomorrow and ADCC trials next week. Let's not provoke the big bull that is Nicky Rod.
In my opinion, if you draw an emotional reaction out of your opponent, you've won. You know what I mean? Because that's what we do this for, to bother people. And as you can see, Joseph here is in his natural position. This is maybe his strongest position.
Bizarre is fake.
Nicky's rod is going so unbelievably hard.
Joseph is unassuming, right? Like, he doesn't look like he'd be a master of jiu-jitsu, but in fact, he's extremely good. Whenever I take it easy on him, it does not go well for me, so I just have to attack him as I attack everyone.
Safe to say, nobody is rolling with Nicky, right? Except Seth, who needs to take one for the team. He needs to support the team and put his body on the line, you know?
These are situations where it's good to have Ethan around, you know? Take one for the team.
He just keeps rolling with Asian people. You know what I mean? Like, we've got some people here. Do you want to roll with your
Really? And then when the round's over, we're like, hey, let's switch it up. And Nicky Rod's like, no, look, I gotta keep going. I'm in my zone. And so we're like, okay.
Was there a timer?
Wait.
I'm hot. We get one more.
So we get, none of us want to roll with him with how intense he just went. So we get one of the locals to get in there with them.
And Nicky Rod just starts abusing this guy.
I just gave him a little left, right, up, down, you know? Give him a little feel.
But he loved it, you know, he got his fan experience.
Saving it all for tomorrow. Treat every round like comp.
Craig sucks.
This is good.
One interesting thing about the Quintet rule set is a Shido. They fire these off. They fire warnings and then a Shido off very quick. A Shido will actually put you in a disadvantageous position, mount or turtle. And a very specific type of turtle, more of a referee's position.
All right. Wait, I'm gonna go ready, and you guys just go when I say it. Ready? Go.
And then we did some defensive strategies, sort of like, as soon as the ref says go, if we were given a Shido and we're in a disadvantageous position, what strategies we'd likely use.
So we went to the rules meeting today and saw like all the starting positions if you get like a Shido or stalling call. So one was mount. You know, that's pretty standard. You either have your knee elbow escapes or your kipping escapes. And then the turtle is a bit weird of a starting position. You're not allowed to cover the hips with your knees, right? So you need to go knee to knee and have your outside leg posted up. Almost like if you were going for a crucifix, kinda. So pretty much what we're doing is figuring out the best way to both escape the position and the best way to control it. So, you know, we're prepared if we get hit with the Shido call, what we all should be doing, and opposite way around, if they get hit with the Shido call, then we know how to answer, you know, the best escapes.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, I think that's the move. Pretty much what we decided as a team is that it's probably best to just immediately go into Granbies when you're defending. So you have to start with hands on the mat, right? So we think the best thing to do is as soon as they say go, you reach a hand to their hand that's controlling the hip, and you roll over inside shoulder. And we played around with that a bit. Very hard to follow. And then attacking wise, we think it's best to transfer from the tricep up to the trap. It makes following the Granbies much easier. And then you can just kind of roll with it and follow. Still tough, but that's the best answer that we've come up with, and we've had decent success with it so far. I like both. I think if we go for this one, we need to try and get a far hook in.
Maybe it depends on the degree in which they build height.
Yeah.
If they build height fast and then your head's lower, doing that one, versus if they go straight for the Granby, it's better.
So just some quick brainstorming, collectively coming up with ideas and testing them out on the fly together.
Remember, you won't be in this position unless you get a Shido. Be warning, Shido. But just because you don't agree with the Shido, just play by it. You could be a mount, you could be on the guy's back. They still will call you for a Shido. So like, when your head is back there and you were just chilling,
If you get a warning, you gotta just start even if it's not effective, you gotta just start acting like you're fucking.
You can act like you're getting busy, digging it, but remain in control.
He'll be confused. He'll have the guy mounted. He'll go to smother him and be like, oh.
Yeah.
Fairly light session. It didn't go crazy. Mainly just focusing on the rules, getting that last little sweat out. But yeah, overall it was a good session, and yeah, felt ready for the next day. Yeah, everybody's super polite out here. Civilized people, unlike Americans. Bye, thank you.
At 7, match starts at 6. Your kit.
So it's showtime. Today's the day that we go out to compete in the team event. The reason why we flew to Japan, the reason why we put together the first time ever super team from B team.
Good? Yeah, I know everyone. Except for some of the Japanese guys, I guess. I still feel bad about that. I said I didn't know one of them, but he had just visited B team. But maybe I wasn't there at the time. I don't know.
What up, man? How much?
Hello.
Double check. You got your kit right.
Feel like I do every day. Great, ready to train.
Yeah, Nicky Rod, super serious. Won't talk to anyone. J-Rod's pretty similar.
Everyone has their own different kind of vibe. Everyone's very, very different on game day.
Me, I just joke around, try to treat it like a regular training day. I think Nicky Ryan's pretty much like that too. Joseph gets pretty nervous.
And the Rod brothers, they are just tunnel vision, head down, not even talking to you. There's no participation. You can see they have one goal and one goal only.
I'm solely focused on destroying the competition. The time for jokes and whatnot and laughter will be soon after we get our hands raised.
Oh, Jay's music. Jay, who are you listening to? Tell him who you listening to.
Spring Love by Stevie B. It's good music.
You look like a fucking gay gym instructor.
Don't make me laugh. Try to be serious.
To intimidate your opponents by just looking aggressively gay.
This is, it gets the job done.
What do you keep in your satchel?
Battery, wallet, passport, glasses, gum, electrolytes. I have an MTA card. I have lip balm, gum, pen, bandage. It's useful.
Bus is coming outside. So we are in Yokohama Arena soon, so please be careful not to
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Quintet was in collaboration with K1. It was a joint promotion capturing the magic of the old school Japan New Year's Eve events, which would be Pride and K1. So when we show up, the K1 show was already going. We walked out from backstage to have a look over the crowd and the arena.
And it's just like goosebumps. It's amazing production. It's a huge arena.
This is pretty sick. The arena's packed, there's crazy fights going on, and that immediately got me super excited to compete.
I watch a fight for maybe 30 seconds, and I just stand there and I hear the crowd roaring, I absorb it.
And yeah, that just got me even more excited to compete, just seeing how big the arena was.
And everyone's just starting to get like pretty amped up, like, man, it is time. It was pretty amazing just to see how big of a production, and to be part of the same event as K1 was just like, you know, icing on the cake. So we got here early. We got about an hour and a half until the event kind of kicks off. So the boys just got in our own little space here. Got time to chill out, get ready. We're gonna go through the little strategy meeting here in a little bit and then get suited up and warmed up, ready to go win this thing. Slight issue, no warm-up mats. They can make do, they'll figure it out.
It's not enough limb length.
Awesome, bro.
Great backwards.
I'm staying here.
It's a good warm-up.
I said you better have fucking more than 4 minutes in.
Tokyo, baby.
No worries.
Technically, we in Kanagawa right now, so.
Jay and Nicky Rod fail, I'll run through the whole team.
Bro, yesterday Lynn.
I'll make sure you don't get any time to shine, okay?
J-Rod, what are you not allowed to do?
Smothers, rape chokes, heel hooks. Right?
We're off to a good start.
Can you slam?
I mean, slams aren't legal now.
It'd be a long flight back to Austin, so none of this.
Yeah.
None of this.
I'm gonna fucking kill someone.
If you know Japanese MMA, you know they put on a spectacle. We got to do our walkouts, the opening ceremony.
It's full-blown Pride era promotion.
Awesome production. There's like flames and shit.
Crazy sort of pyrotechnics and massive screens.
It was probably, you know, like the coolest event I've ever done, honestly.
And we had the original Pride voice, Lenny Hart. Just gets you so excited. When she's on the mic, it's something you have to hear to really appreciate, but she gets you so hyped up.
You know, it's the first time that like our whole team has competed together as like one unit, and to do it in this promotion and in that way.
Nick.
This was like a super important moment for our team. It's the first time our all-star guys have come together and going to compete as like a single unit. We're going out there and we're going out there to dominate. So round one, we're gonna put our biggest guy against their biggest guy.
I actually presented this to Matt Benyon, the head of the Polaris team. What if we have a gentleman's agreement? Owen Livesley versus Nicky Rod first.
That's a match that everybody wanted to see.
Let them bang it out and kick off this show.
People will be hyped to see that.
So, you know, we're all obviously
Very nervous. It's the first match. You know, you want it to go well. You want to get a sub.
It was a very tense match. Nicky Rod's getting frustrated. Owen keeps backing up, so Nicky Rod just pushes him out of bounds.
He's walking backwards.
Nicky Rod dominated the match, but unfortunately, it ended up going to a draw.
The goal going into the Owen match was to get the submission. Unfortunately, Owen did a good job of running away and playing a very defensive game. It might be a bit embarrassing for him, for me as well. You know, anytime I just win a match, it's not good enough. I need to be able to submit the guy.
It's still a crazy match, you know.
We didn't know what strategy Team Polaris were going to use. We're the overwhelming favorites, so they had to strategically sort of run an operation where they could eliminate our strongest guys and hopefully submit some of our weaker guys.
Locker room strategy and the whole lead up, it was basically the Rod brothers arguing to see who went first. The plan and the thought is that they were gonna run through this team so that Nicky Rod was gonna at least submit and take out quite a few team members of Polaris, if not the entire team.
So unfortunately, you know, that first round, Nicky Rod got a draw, and we were putting our faith in Jay to get it done in the next round.
At the end of round one, you know, Nicky Rod versus Owen, when Nicky Rod came off the mat, you know, obviously he's super pissed, and we were all like a little taken back because we really thought that he was gonna go out there and submit him. And then so now it's like, go to the little brother, like, hey, let's go out there, let's start rocking this. So everyone's trying to amp up Jay to like, okay, now it's your turn. You wanted to run through this whole team, now let's go do it.
Match 2, Jay Rodriguez versus Jed Hugh.
We thought that Jay would go out there and run through Jed. It turned out to be a little bit different of a match.
And this was actually the match that I was the most confident that there would be a submission in. And in the first 30 seconds, Jay almost gets armbarred.
A fucking deep armbar.
Got it again.
We're all thinking, oh my God, we're all about to have a heart attack.
What is happening right now? I'm like, is this guy really about to get submitted?
It wasn't close. I didn't take any pops or anything. It looks bad because of the type of escape.
We were probably more concerned about the situation than he was, and he used great defensive skills as well as gigantic balls to pull himself out of this armbar.
Put your balls in his mouth.
You know, Jed, after his armbar attempt, he essentially just balled up for like 7 minutes.
He was smashing Jed over and over, passing.
Completely dominated Jed.
He only had the goal of just not getting submitted and surviving.
Jed was actually talking shit while he was getting his guard pass, talking shit to Jay and to us.
Jed came to visit us at B Team and Jay was all over him like a cheap suit. Unfortunately, training's training, competition's another thing.
You know, always looking for the submission. That's what everyone wants to see. That's what I want to get. Didn't get it, so it's rough.
Fucking hell, how many times do I have to pass this guy's guard?
We kind of realized that, hey, it appears that Team Polaris is going out there not to lose rather than trying to win.
Like we were all hopeful of getting multiple submissions. Like I know I was going into my first match with the intention of submitting the whole team. Going against completely defensive opponents, guys that didn't want to be offensive at all, it's kind of tough to find the submission.
Match number 3, Joseph Chen versus Tarek Hopstock.
Both amazing competitors, but it's time for Joseph to go put on a show. Joseph is as game as they come.
Prior to Quintet, nobody had really known who Joe Chen was. I was pretty confident going into this round. I knew that Joe Chen was technically much better than Tarek.
Oh, Joseph, hand the stick, hand the stick.
bypasses his guard, takes his back, really, really close to an armbar. He got an arm fully extended.
I was very proud to see the level that he's at.
Joseph had just an outstanding performance, positionally dominates. He was tirelessly looking for the finish.
Same thing's happening. I started to think to myself, wow, this one's potentially going to go to a draw. It's most likely going to go to a draw.
But unfortunately, the match ended in a draw, so they were both out.
I'm thinking at this point, things aren't going well. Nicky Ryan, I was like, hey, you better get ready. I need you to submit this guy. If you don't submit him to draw, you're both out. So I was trying to get Nicky Ryan hyped up.
Sorry. Joseph came off the mat completely exhausted. Same as Jay, was not only super disappointed, but was upset and apologetic. Like, Seth, I'm sorry, man. He just put on one of the best performances up until that point in his career.
And Nicky Ryan was up next.
He's tiny bullying!
Nicky Ryan against Santeri Lilius.
He's a 88 kg trials winner. He's a bit bigger than I am.
Not enough of a weight difference that we could elect a 4-minute match, nor would we have taken that if we could have, because we believe we're better and we could submit our opponents.
And he completely dominated the match. You know, he had takedowns, he was winning positionally, but Santeri, tough guy, pretty hard to get the submission on.
Yeah, I mean, he put it on, this trials winner. Pretty dominant, I would say.
I'm thinking he's all over him, he's all over him, he's gonna get the finish. Sadly, the same thing happened that happened in the previous match. Positional dominance without a firm submission in the match.
I actually did get one fairly deep Aoki, but definitely no pops or anything like that. He did a good job hand fighting.
Nicky, as well known and as polished as he is as a technician, he doesn't compete very often. It's a big moment for him. Came out, great start, looked good.
At this time, unfortunately, my gas tank had given out on me once again.
I was like, please, don't gas out to the point at which you might mentally break.
A tough match, and it ended in a draw as well. You know, Nicky emptied the gas tank trying to get the finish.
He came off the mat near puking.
After the match, I was pretty pissed, also very physically tired. But you know, I didn't really let that set in until after the event. There's still more work to do. I didn't want to let that, you know, mess with my head at all.
Craig Jones versus Gregor Gracie.
I really did not think I'd have to compete first round.
We thought we'd already be up on subs. We were even across the board, and so now it's up to Craig to go against Gregor Gracie.
I've done a lot of training with Gregor. I know he's tough to finish, very well-rounded.
I don't know who Gregor Gracie is. The name sounds familiar. I know him now because he threw Craig Jones.
You're fine here, Craig.
I lock up with Gregor and think I'm gonna shoot a flying triangle. He counters it beautifully, slams me onto my back.
Down to bottom side control.
Channel my Derek Lewis, I'm like, just get straight the fuck up.
Work some wonky octopus bullshit that he always liked to do.
6.5.
And I kept attacking Gregor for the full 7 minutes, following him throwing me. Attack, attack, attack.
You know, had multiple guard passes, a few submission attempts, but unfortunately, no breakthrough.
Clearly a recurring issue with us.
What became apparent to me during this match, the plan wasn't to try to submit me. Team Polaris wrongfully assumed that we had had a Shido, and that if this match went to a draw, Team Polaris wins.
A further showing of Team Polaris was there just to make it through, maybe win on a technicality.
Now it goes to decision.
I was pretty confident on the sideline and looking at the guys, but there was still that like uncertainty in the moment if we were gonna get our hand raised.
I was very confident, even if Craig didn't get a sub, that we would win the decision, and we pretty much dominated every single match.
There was gonna be a riot if they gave this to Team Polaris. Start to finish, we dominated.
At least from after the first 30 seconds to the end.
Just couldn't break through with a submission, which was very, very frustrating.
And it wasn't until they raised the flags and, you know, B team on to round 2 that we all could like take a breath of relief. game plan because we have another team that we're going against and we need to figure out our order because our whole strategy had completely unraveled and changed based on no subs in the first round.
That did not go as planned.
This must be better than this. We could score 1,000 points to 0. They do this, and you have to do something or you get a shooter.
We're all frustrated because we thought we were going to kill these guys, but they played such good defensive game that we couldn't do it.
And they weren't doing Shido.
Yeah, what do you got to do to get a Shido around here? Thank you.
Fuck. Bro, you hit some beautiful position.
Thanks.
Well, Nikki's going 5th.
Feeling nauseous. Cool down, we'll see who's fresh, and then we'll decide.
But as soon as we get to the locker room, the promoter's like, we need your order right now. We need to know.
Feel a bit nauseous.
Guys, real quick, we gotta decide who's going with the order real quick.
In this kind of frantic moment, we're like, hey, pick the order.
I'm going later.
2.
Nika Ryan wants to go
Later, either 4th or 5th.
I'll go first.
Craig's like, hey, I just fucking competed 2 minutes ago. Give us some time so we can regroup and start thinking of the strategy.
We got a couple minutes. We got 5 minutes. We just finished.
Jay, come here. Let's chat.
I competed 3 minutes ago.
So we have to come up with a plan. How do we play the 5? Nicky Ryan, Joseph come up to me looking like they're about to have a stroke and die.
Me and Joe Chen are just both gassed, like the 2 youngest guys on the team, and we're just both gassed. So we're both like, hey, put us towards the end. I was like, I can go 4th or 5th, and Joseph said the same thing.
Nicky's 5th, yeah. Let's work backwards.
Can I be 4th?
You that tired? All right.
No, I'm not super tired, but I mean, how tired are you? I can go 3rd, but I mean, they seem fresher than I am. First,
Let me see.
We're like yelling all our plans out, and then Craig's like, wait, I'm pretty sure they're right next door.
I suddenly think, guys, I'm pretty sure they're right there next to us.
You sneaky butt.
We're thinking of a game plan.
I didn't know that, sorry. My bad.
That was acting.
You want me?
Yeah.
Is your name up here?
That's me.
Think about it.
10th Planet beat their team using only 4 athletes. That means we know who goes first round for them, and that was Amir Alam. Massive guy. He's the biggest guy on 10th Planet. I talked to Nicky Rod and J Rod. They're both fighting to go first. You know, that's you got to love about these guys. They've got the dog in them.
Don't go to half. Do you want to do it? You feel good? Your elbow good?
You want to go last.
My foot's a bit sore. I have trials next week. You're fresh with me. You want to go second?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
J Rod, Nicky Rod, myself, Joseph Chen, and Nicky Ryan.
Yeah, we're close to the enemy, so we gotta keep it quiet. Round 1 didn't go a little bit unexpected, but it is what it is. Short-term memory. We're getting ready for the next one. Let's go.
I went up to Tariq after. I was like, I used to call it Tariq Tablada. Now it's the fucking legs going. I can't believe you didn't fuck him up. I beat him in 30 seconds. So when that goes, man.
Fuck you. I tried.
As soon as you got your shoulder high, I was like, oh, he's gone.
Nicky Rod's on-bar escape DVD. Make sure you guys check it out. BJJfanatics.com.
It looked pretty good. He learned it from me, completely original, never seen it anywhere else. Wink, wink.
And please submit a 10th Planet for me. What's up? Let's go.
When I envisioned the B team as the Bulls, obviously inspired by the Chicago Bulls, inspired by the 90s Chicago Bulls, if you were on the opposing NBA team, you heard that song, you basically knew you were going to lose. So I wanted to capture that magic with the uniforms, with the music playing. Round 1 didn't go as we expected. So you might say my confidence was shook a little bit. Jay versus Amir Alam.
A much bigger opponent.
Watch your back.
Jay immediately in a submission.
Oh fuck, here we go again.
An even tighter one than the one that Jed had.
Everyone's having a fucking aneurysm on the sideline like this can't be happening. Jay's a dog, he gets out and then just starts pushing the pace, continual passing.
I think he's like 40 pounds heavier than me. They gave me the option to go 4 minutes or 8 minutes. I chose to go 8 minutes because I wanted to tire this guy out and I wanted to submit him.
All day.
Overall, it was still, you know, a really good performance. I believe he's probably the most exciting competitor to watch right now.
Bro, it's the heaviest.
I don't think Jay can submit this guy under this rule set.
We were pretty bummed that he didn't get the sub because, you know, now the onus is on us to try and get ahead and stay ahead again.
So I'm looking at Nicky Rod, I'm like, Nicky Rod, you better get ready.
He has an awesome performance and dominates, but he doesn't get the submission, so he's walking off the mat upset.
What the fuck?
Fuck, this is frustrating. This is frustrating reliving this. So I let the team down once again, wasn't capable of submitting my opponent.
Nicky Rod against PJ Barch. PJ, 4th place at ADCC, phenomenal grappler. In my opinion, the most well-rounded, talented grappler 10th Planet has.
If there's a 20 kilogram weight difference, the smaller guy is allowed to choose either 4 or 8 minutes.
I only have 4 minutes to submit this guy.
4 minutes? That's not a lot of time.
PJ is such a savvy and sharp competitor.
Nice, let's go.
Even going into that match, I wasn't that confident he was going to be able to get the sub just because 4 minutes is a really short amount of time. And unfortunately, that match ends in a draw as well.
This bout is a draw.
I'm person number 3. I'm gonna be facing Boogeyman, Gio, and Kyle Bain.
He needs to take this on for the team and he needs to get some subs right away because we want to win this thing. We came all the way to Tokyo to dominate. This is the time that we got to go out there and pull the trigger.
That's a tall order, but I knew I had to get this done for the team. The next 2 guys, Joseph Chan, we had to protect him. He has European trials next weekend. Nicky Ryan, completely exhausted. He was almost puking after round 1.
This is a big moment for our team. And we really wanted the win, and Craig knew that and was ready to go out there and put it on.
It was down to me, and we were in the Bulls uniform. I started channeling Game 6, Michael Jordan energy. I go up against Boogeyman. Boogeyman's a guy I've beaten 2 times before, but if Boogeyman can stall me out, those are good odds for the next round. Kyle Bain's massive, he's dangerous. He has the potential to submit anyone. And Boogeyman, we have a bit of a scrap back and forth, and I hit a between the legs toe hold.
Craig manages to invent another bullshit submission.
Hits this killer crossover between the legs, razor sharp, super fast, toe hold on Boogie.
Channeling the Jordan between the legs with the basketball, and I'm able to secure a submission no one's really ever seen before.
Thankfully, we had, Craig to come in and save the team and, get us up and get us ahead.
Made it happen and got the win for the team.
And it took a bit of weight off our shoulders, took a load off of us.
We just had that feeling right then and there that there was no way that they were gonna stop B team from winning.
I started getting hyped up. We put 1 away. But now I got to face Gio. I knew if I submitted Gio, Kyle Bain, I could survive against Kyle Bain. But I only had 4 minutes to do it.
Not that much time to get a submission.
Beautiful, Gio.
But Gio comes out and actually starts attacking Craig. But that gave Craig the opening, and so he pulls off an awesome like triangle armbar and gets the finish pretty quick.
I was very relieved. I was like, there's no way that we're gonna lose. They only have one person left.
I've taken out now both Martinez brothers in a combined 4 minutes.
And solidifying that, hey man, there's no way for them to win. You know, basically it's up to Kyle to take out Craig to get the win, and we just knew that that wasn't gonna happen. There was no way that Kyle was gonna be able to take this moment away from the team.
You got 2 minutes.
That's 2 matches, and now I'm facing Kyle Bain, another one that's one of 10th Planet's best guys, most accomplished grapplers, someone I faced off before that I know is dangerous. But I know I just cannot get submitted, and I take our team to victory.
Let's go, Craig.
Kyle, he just has to submit me. If he doesn't submit me, B team wins. He comes out strong, and I am feeling tired already. He's hit me with heavy collar ties. The ref gives me a warning. I'm like, oh shit, we gotta make something happen. Bang, arm drag. And from that point on, I felt very confident.
He got his legs attacked a little bit, but you know, I know how hard it is to ankle lock Craig, so I was very confident that he was not gonna get submitted.
Just angle and go side to side. Yep, another back kick, beautiful. Watch it, Kyle. Watch it. You can shoot across, come up side control, yep.
The referee warns me about 1 minute to go in the match. You know what, I don't think Kyle Bain's gonna break my right ankle. So I just give him my ankle and I let him rip on a footlock. He's going toe hold, Aoki locks, everything.
You can't turn your heel like that.
I was able to get it done for the team in an event that I didn't even think I'd have to compete in. But nevertheless, we get it done. B Team Wolves take out 10th Planet.
Craig's the only one that got us up, so. Hey, you dominated the first round. It's fine.
By association. I didn't contribute, but you know.
Everyone's celebrating, the fans are going wild. I feel great. I was able to step up to the plate. Obviously a bit of a sore back from carrying the entire team on my back for 2 rounds, but nevertheless, I feel pretty good about the performance, but I know the boys are not happy. So it was a bit of a bittersweet moment for the team, but what's most important is I was happy and I felt great.
Yeah, I was so annoyed. They talked a big game. They said that they wouldn't need me. That I wouldn't even get to compete. But yeah, it's good. It's good. You feel a lot of pressure. You know, the first 2 guys really let down the team. J-Rod really let us down today, you know.
Nearly. How did I let you down? I put my heart out there. And my arm.
Are you injured?
Twice. No. I don't know how.
You should, yeah, I think next time to avoid injury, you should just submit him, mate.
That's a great idea. I didn't think about that this time.
Good shit, man. You killed it.
You're the only one here who doesn't suck.
Well, I suck, just not as bad as you.
This might be first round 1's blood. It's quite a lot though. It looks, you know, when you sweat it gets like, you know, smeared a little bit more, but whatever, got it done.
So yeah, unfortunately, Craig had to be the one to get the only submissions out of our team. So now I will never hear the end of it. Every day this man brings it up.
You're right, I'm gonna bring this up forever.
He deserves the right to bring it up. He did save the team. I mean, overall, it was a great performance on his part. I will never call Craig Michael Jordan of Jiu-Jitsu now.
Yeah, my mom right here.
Mom, how you doing? Hello, I'm Nick.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Oh, he's a good boy. Rubber man today. Fucked it. I didn't know I could do that. I'm basically advertising for Nicky Rod's DVD at this point.
Joseph, I love you too, brother. Go to breakdown. Sorry.
Seems like they like us. We're popular. Everybody was like, oh, we watch our videos. YouTube is growing, man. YouTube's where it's at. So leave a thumbs up, like the video, drop a comment, and feel free to subscribe, you know? Join the movement.
The adrenaline dumps that your matches gave me. Okay? You know how many heart attacks I had?
We're gonna take these guys to suicide forest.
Oh.
Nicky Ryan would walk in and be like, I feel right now. But that's because it looks like the Lord of the Rings.
Help a brother out, Tyson.
Let's go interview.
Give us your impressions of the first round. Yeah, I mean, round one was pretty tough. I feel like we positionally dominated all of our opponents. Ultimately, they were 5 goals, so I was pretty disappointed with that. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
My son came through. True B team member.
I don't drink alcohol. Really? I'm a pure soul. I've never drunk alcohol. I've never smoked anything ever. Unbelievable. Yeah, I know. Especially around these fucking crackheads.
Hey, Tokyo, baby.
Fucking mission accomplished. You know, Craig and I are slamming beers. We're excited. We're having fun. But it's a somber moment for the rest of the guys.
We had an hour-long bus ride back to the hotel where Nicky Ryan's quiet, miserable. Nicky Rod's watching his match. Joseph might have been having a nap. The energy was down amongst the guys on the winning team, more so than some of the guys on the other losing teams. Me, on the other hand, win or lose, I'm having a good time.
Craig is very, very happy. You know, he is the only one that got the submissions.
We're in Tokyo. I'm with my friends, my teammates. Let's go out. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into.
With enough convincing, he manages to get me out of my hotel room. So we go out, we party, we have a good time, and I was happy I went.
It was a big night. We didn't get home till 8 a.m.
We're getting a picture with Eddie Bra. We're waiting for him. Did we get a photo? Sure, absolutely. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. You're a bad motherfucker. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Are you guys gonna come out? You are coming, right? Neverland. We're gonna talk Nicky off the cliff.
Dude, are you kidding me, man? He is salty as fuck. We gotta get this kid having a good time tonight.
Later, brother.
Have fun tonight.
Yeah. Big shout out to Quintet for having B Team out to compete on their event. It was an absolutely amazing experience.
Japan is always an amazing time. I've been telling the crew that forever. So for me to have the opportunity to participate in Quintet in Tokyo was an incredible, incredible time.
You bunch of stools.
Tokyo was fucking awesome, an amazing country, amazing fans.
Japan was by far, you know, my favorite place I've ever visited.
I loved it there. I will be going back. I just want some Pocari.
To go out there and win and become the champions, to know that we're going back is something that we're really looking forward to.
I'm hoping that they do all future quintets in Tokyo so that I have a good excuse to go back.
This is not just a regular competition experience. This is a beautiful location run by MMA legend Sakuraba. So we're super happy to get the victory, and we cannot wait to come back and defend that title